Hey everybody, it's Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring, and today is Monday, June 10th, 2024. Hey, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you had a good day trading. I had a nice profitable short trade today on the Qs on the 5 minute that I want to share with you. I really like shorting rallies after a market has broken a trend line to the downside, and I thought this would be a good opportunity to show you the trade, and hopefully it will be helpful for you. And if it is helpful, and if there's something of value that you find in this quick podcast, I'd appreciate if you could hit the thumbs up button. But again, this is the 5 minute chart on the Qs. You can see we have a swing low down here, and then we have another swing low right here. So that's the trend line. Drew the trend line up. Here on this particular bar, we broke the trend line to the downside. Now, often what happens when you break trend to the downside, you don't usually just go straight down. You don't have this straight up and straight down. Sometimes, but not often. More often, what happens is once you break the trend line to the downside, very often you will have a little bit of a rally back. And what my favorite way to short these is that you see the trend line here, we break the trend line here, and then when we come back up to the trend line, that's where I like to short, because now that trend line is resistance to the upside. So again, swing low, here's the trend line, we break it to the downside. We went back up here on this particular bar where I got short. I waited for the end of the bar to see if it would close above the trend line, and if it closed above the trend line, then everything changes. But it went up intra-bar and then closed below. Gives me a very good risk to reward ratio. My end of, so I got short here at 464.82. And now when I get short, or when I get into a position, long or short, I always place two stops. I place a 2 ATR emergency stop above my entry, because this is short. That's exactly 2 ATRs from my entry. And if it gets there, that's just it. That's just the end of the trade that I'm wrong. And then I'm also going to have an end of bar stop. And you can be a little bit more subjective with this one, but what made sense to me was the bar that I entered, you can see it went up and then came back down. So what made sense to me was just a close above this high here at 465.02. Okay, so swing low, swing low, trend line, broke the trend line, came back up, rejected the trend line, got short at 462.82. Place 2 ATR emergency stop above. End of bar stop is simply going to be a close above that high of 465.02. Okay, so those are the stops. Now let's talk about profit. Well, I always like to have an asymmetrical risk to reward ratio. So in this particular case, I'm risking in maximum, I'm risking 2 ATRs. So to the profit side, I place my profit target exactly 4 ATRs below, and that's this green line here. I want it to be twice, if I'm right, I want to make twice as much as in the worst case scenario with my 2 ATR stop above. And so that's pretty much it. I enter here 464.82, 2 ATR stop above, end of bar stop, close above that swing high there of 465.02. I place my profit target down here, 463.42. And then I pretty much set it and forget it. It's either going to hit my emergency stop, it's going to get me out with a close above my end of bar stop, it's going to hit my profit target, or it could just hang out here somewhere in the middle and close the day. And I hit none of these, but it could still be a profitable trade. But in this case, it worked out well. I did really just get that right about the right time when it did its final check back. Then it kind of consolidated, went sideways, and then it came down. And I really did get almost there to the bottom. So not a huge trade, but $1.38. So about 0.3% in a couple hours. But I thought it was a good trade, and these worked to the upside as well. to the long side. You need to break the trend line to the upside, check back, and that's usually when you have the leg up. So anyway, I hope this was helpful for you. If you'd like to learn more about my trading and my different trading strategies that I use, I do have a podcast on YouTube. Each Saturday. It's called the Gossett Trading and Mentoring Weekend Review. And in that podcast, I talk about all the swing trades that I've made, both on the daily time frame, the weekly time frame, when I entered, why I entered, what were the signals, what were the confluences, and then how I manage those trades going forward, either if they go my way or against me as well. You have to always have a plan in case, no matter what happens. Right. And then I also talk about the potential trades that I'm looking for in the upcoming week. So anyway, if you get some time, stop by. I think you'll really enjoy it. And like I said, if you learned anything and found anything of value in this podcast today, I'd just appreciate if you could hit the thumbs up button. Thanks so much, everyone. Have a good rest of your day. Take care. Bye-bye.
U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.